the experiment, as I said, I have 3 unknowns. I'm using 0.2 grams of unknown 1 acid. That's the 0.2 grams. And you just get the approximate, like a 0.2 grams of the first acid, that's unknown 1. I place in test tube 1. And I have 0.2 grams of unknown 2, and that is measured 0.2 grams of unknown 2 on weighing paper. And I fold the weighing paper, transfer to test tube 2. And unknown 3, I have a liquid unknown. For unknown 3, I'm going to add 10 drops of the unknown acid. Okay. And we are using, I added the acids. Now I'm adding 1 butanol as our known alcohol to each of the test tubes. Test tube 1, 20 drops. Now for me, it's like a 1 full dropper. Test tube 2, the 20 drops. And for test tube 3, the same. Yeah, to be consistent, and we know that esterification reaction requires acid as a catalyst. I'm adding 5 drops to each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops. And step 1. We are going to mix it well and place in hot water bath that we had prepared from first step or first part of the reaction. Again, for the liquid, just agitation and it's going to work. For the solid compound, I have 3 stirring rods I'm using for the mixing well. And I will place it in the hot water bath. I left the hot plate on while I was preparing my sample. It did go over 80 degrees. You can wait until, turn off the hot plate and wait until the temperature goes down to 80. You can sometimes help or make the cooling process faster by adding a small portion of cold water because you don't want to get too cold. And as soon as the temperature like drops down to 80 degrees, I'm going to place the test tubes in. Okay, perfect. Now it's 80 degrees. Almost. And I will place the test tubes and wait for 20 minutes. The reaction is a fast reaction. The 20 minutes, it's going to ensure that you get enough of the esters that would give you like strong enough of the odor to detect. So while we're waiting for the reaction to take place in heat, I'm going to measure the 2 milliliter of cold water and place in each of the beakers that I have labeled 1, 2, 3 for the 3 unknowns. I like to be efficient, so I used the reading time to prepare for my next step. And for the solid acids, we occasionally mix using a stirring rod to make sure that the reaction keeps going. Okay, it has been 20 minutes, and I'm going to remove the test tubes from heat and transfer the esters after the 20 minutes into the corresponding beaker with water. Two. And the color also changed here. Nice. So when using test tube holder, you have to be careful. Sometimes you try to squeeze it like really hard to hold it, but it actually releases. So when it holds, you kind of have to grab it from this end so it doesn't drop. Because I almost dropped one, just warning you. And now we don't need the hot water anymore. And we are going to test the odor for the samples that we have. For the first one, this is the unknown one. Unknown one acid, it has this smell that is kind of mixture. It could be like a mixed smell. I could smell like a vinaigrette, and I could smell like it, is sweet, but it's not very, could be very strong, but it's not very pleasant. Like it's like honey rose, some people call it. Some call it like a vinaigrette smell. If you are doing the experiment in the lab and you cannot figure out what the smell is for esters, you can request from your professor to provide you with the NMR spectrum. And with the NMR spectrum, you can actually count how many carbons you have at the, on each side of the ester functional group and what type of group. So you can narrow down. Sometimes you get like two different combination that gives the same odor also. In that case, also NMR spectrum is going to be very helpful. So for the first one, I want you to report like a vinaigrette / honey rose. This is like if you are using this online for the online lab. Second one, second unknown. Smell. It has like a berry smell. It's very strong, and it has like berry smell, like a blackberry type. And that's your observation. For the third one, definitely smells like apple, more of a green apple to me. Okay, so that would be the observation for unknown 3. So you're going to identify the acid for these 3 compounds based on the odor of the ester. And for the first one, you just record your basically observation, this point. Again, NMR is a very strong technique or tool to identify, but we only use it because we are not doing NMR in this lab. So we only use it as just to confirm one of the unknowns that we could have like multiple options for that. Thank you, and I hope that this experiment helped you with understanding esterification and some of the application, real life application.